Hi guys, so Avant-Garde is having their seasonal or quarterly promotion with my channel. So they are doing a 30% off promotion right now from today, Friday until Monday. And if you're in the market for some fragrances, you're going to want to tune in to discover some that they sell in their store. And most importantly, I'm going to start the list off with this fragrance, one that I collaborated on with JUSBOX. If you've been anticipating buying a bottle, but it's been a bit too expensive for you, it's 30% off now for 4 days. Today, tomorrow, Saturday, the following day, Sunday, and Monday. So we'll start off with 54 from JUSBOX. Again, this is a fragrance I collaborated on with the brand, working with Julien Rasquinet, the perfumer. And we came up with something really awesome. The inspiration was the nightclub Studio 54, but if that nightclub existed today, what kind of fragrances would somebody wear? So we were kind of inspired by some of the fragrances back then, and of course modern fragrances. But in the end, we ended up using patchouli in the fragrance, and it's got a lot of patchouli, of course, with vanilla, chocolate, pina colada, rum, cinnamon, sandalwood, tobacco, davana, cardamom, saffron. Super delicious, long lasting. It's got the earthy touches, the boozy touches, the vanillic touches, coconutty creamy with the chocolate and cinnamon. So it has a bit of a warm, spicy effect, maybe a little bit of a holiday effect. But for me, the fragrance dries down to that tobacco, sandalwood creaminess, and of course giving me a bit of a chocolate milk effect. Super, super awesome. I love this fragrance. I was so grateful that the brand asked me to collaborate on this, and it's a great fragrance that I'm proud of. And working with Julien Rasquinet and of course the folks behind JUSBOX, we came up with a really awesome fragrance that most people ended up liking. So this is the first fragrance I'm talking about today. JUSBOX is 54, 30% off promotion right now over at So Avant-Garde. Take advantage of it. If you haven't bought yourself a bottle, it's a great deal. I know some of you are on your second bottles, maybe even third. I've gone through several bottles. I love it. I use a lot of it, and I love the way it projects and things like that. So let's move on to a second fragrance here. It's from the house called MORPH. It's Gate 17, a fragrance created by Christian Carbonel or Chris Maurice. I don't know if this is Carbonel or Chris Maurice. I can't remember. He uses two different names. But MORPH is a brand that I'm not too familiar with, but they have a fragrance called Tonka Tonic, which I was recommending, a great Tonka-focused gourmandesque fragrance. Here we have a very iris-forward, powdery fragrance. It's got some unusual notes in it, like it's got marine notes, but it's got beeswax, and you'd think those are going to clash, but they really don't. It's got super longevity, intense projection, and definitely an awesome smell featuring iris, beeswax, musk, floral notes. There's cashmere wood here, marine notes, vanilla, vetiver, and bergamot. It's basically a lot of iris, very super powdery. The beeswax provides that kind of honey touches. There's a lot of musk here. Musk is already pretty powdery. It works really wonderfully with the iris and the beeswax touches. And then there's cashmere wood here as well to further provide muskiness and a woody, effect in the fragrance as well. Really awesome fragrance. If you haven't tried MORPH, try that, or try Tonka Tonic, which I've also recommended. In fact, I think we featured Tonka Tonic in a mystery box recently from the same house. But definitely try this one from perfumer Chris Maurice, Christian Carbonel. And I should also reiterate at the promotion over at So Avant-Garde, most everything is 30% off. Use the links I have in the info box. Mind Games is not discounted. So I think there's a 10% discount on Mind Games fragrances, and that's pretty much it. But the rest of the fragrances you can take advantage of, and the majority of the fragrances in this store. All right, moving on to another fragrance that I've actually rediscovered. It came out several years ago, maybe like 3 years ago. And I've lately been obsessed with the zingy fragrances, and this one's uber zingy. It's a fragrance from the house of Goldfield and Banks. It's Ingenious Ginger. Are you guys familiar with this one? It's created by Hamid, Merati, Keshani, and if you like it kind of, zingy spicy, but also very fresh with some warmer touches, because this does dry down to a bit of a vanillic warmth with a little amber in the dry down. This is definitely one for you to try. I guess it's kind of in the vein of something like Vibrato from Sospiro or maybe Tigar, but I think they're not that close to me. I think a lot of people connect them with those kind of fragrances. But this has ginger flower, accord, bergamot, lemons, magnolia, jasmine, rose, mandarin, sandalwood, patchouli, vanilla, musk, cashmeran, and amber. It's super zingy. That's what I like about it. And the ginger is so realistic. And even though they say ginger flower accord, you do get that zing that you would normally get from ginger. I had a lot of sushi recently, and I remember the ginger was so intense, and I like that about it. And here you experience it, but I think it's softened up. It's not so sharp like you experience when you're having ginger with your sushi. That's a little bit more like, you know, peppery, spicy, zingy. But here it's softened up with the vanillic notes and the ambery notes and the flowers as well. It's a really awesome scent, Ingenious Ginger. Let me know if you're familiar with that. Next, going to the house of Gritti, it's 1968. Let me know if you're familiar with this house. Gritti 1968 is created by Luca Gritti, and it features notes of lavender, Calabrian bergamot, ambergris, blackcurrant, tonka beans, vetiver, musk, green mandarin. So I feel like this is a very modern take on an aromatic fougere. Not your grandfather's or your father's fougere fragrances. This is more a very modern fougere. The aromatics are super sharp and intense and in your face. A lot of citruses, so it's invigorating. It's citrusy, it's aromatic and herbal, but there's some musky touches in the dry down as well. A lot of people connect this to something like Sauvage. Now with Sauvage, the ingredients don't stand as much. Here, I'm getting those ingredients very realistic. Like recently, I spent some time in the lavender fields in the south of France. Now with this one, since it has a lot of lavender, it's like a modern fougere. I'm really picking up the intensity of the lavender in here that's you know, featured in this fragrance to give us those kind of fougere vibes. If you haven't tried 1968, try that. See if you get similarities to, you know, things like Sauvage. But again, this might be kind of in that same ballpark, but it certainly is a niche house that's utilizing a lot more, you know, expensive ingredients and things like that. All right, next we're going to the house called GLEAM. This is SCOTTATURA. I actually have featured this in an upcoming video, so stick around for that. And GLEAM launched a set of, I believe, 6 fragrances, and this one turned out to be one of my 3 favorites. I really enjoy this one. Once again, I believe this is created by Luca Gritti because this is a sister house to Gritti. This features notes of chili pepper, aloe vera, green tea, and marigold, along with aquatic notes. And for me, I like the whole green effect it's providing. It's spicy, it's aromatic, it's ozonic and aquatic, so there's aquatic touches here, so it's very fresh. But if you're kind of weighed down with a lot of intensity in the summertime, you want this freshness. It's a bit ice cold as well. I think the ozonic touches are providing this kind of ice cold effect here. This is the kind of fragrance you would try, but it's definitely green leaning because it's got that aloe vera, it's got that spice, and the green tea gives you that kind of soft, cozy effect here as well. Definitely one of the best from this new launch of GLEAM fragrances. That's SCOTTATURA. Let me know if you're familiar with that. And then we're going to the house of Perroy. It's Mahogany Sun. Are you guys familiar with this house? I did a whole video on this house. I also visited the brand. This is a sister house to Les Eaux Primordiales. This is their less expensive collection of fragrances. A bit more simplistic, but when I was visiting their factory, they were working on this fragrance, and the whole factory smelled like it. It kind of became addicting, you know, trying to figure out what that smell is. So this is a kind of a tropical, fruity floral fragrance. It has tiare flower. It's got vanilla and figs. The combination is great. It's created by Arnaud Poilin and Amélie Bourgeois, so that DNA is kind of familiar with a lot of their other fragrances. But this one definitely highlights the tiare flower, definitely gives you the kind of vanillic touches, the warm, kind of sweet vanillic touches. And then, of course, the figs come in as well and makes for a really fun fragrance. I really like it. It smells great on skin. It's Perroy Mahogany Sun. Let me know if you're familiar with that. We actually featured that in a mystery box as well. I know some of you end up getting some of these fragrances. What are your thoughts with Mahogany Sun? What did you think? Let me know. Add a comment below. So up next with the newest or latest from the house of Plume Impression, this is Love No Shame. This one was actually launched during Exxon's earlier this year. It kind of had a Valentine's theme with it. It's kind of a gourmand, but it's got fruity elements, creamy elements, and things like that. And I consider it to be super delicious. If you like kind of creamy gourmands with fruits and chocolatey vanillic touches and things like that, and also creaminess, definitely check out Love No Shame. It's created by Stephanie Bacouche, and it features notes of whipped strawberry, cream, cherries, almonds, rose, violets, cinnamon, cocoa, vanilla, sandalwood, and oud. Yeah, it does have a little oud. It does, shine its face when it's drying down. But the oud is not what this fragrance is about. It's all about the fruity notes combined with the kind of creamy. Imagine having a bowl of fruits and drizzling it with something creamy, vanillic, whipped cream with vanilla or something, and sprinkling a little cocoa or chocolate on top. That's the kind of fragrance it is. It's super yum, by the way. And I think this one will really come in handy when it starts warming up in the autumn months. So Love No Shame from the House of Plume Impression. This next fragrance is such a super surprise that I'm obsessed with. This is from the House of AFFINESSENCE. This is Saffran-NEROLI. I can't believe how good it is. And this is like the first time I'm experiencing saffron in this kind of a way. Saffron turns out to be very metallic, you know, leathery, which I don't get much of it here. It's a great combination of neroli and saffron together. And I believe this is part of their Heart Notes collection. The AFFINESCENCE collection, the AFFINESCENCE fragrances come in various collections. They have the Top Notes collection, the Heart Notes collection, and the Base Notes collection. This is part of the Heart Notes collection, and it features 2 heart notes, saffron and neroli. And the combo is so awesome. Really, really awesome. It's created by a perfumer by the name of Margherita Carini. It has ylang ylang, honey, saffron, neroli, and davana with black tea. I find saffron to go leathery and metallic and very spicy. It's softened up with a lot of the other notes that are in here. There's a slight creamy effect happening here, but I don't know what it is about this fragrance. It's got that addicting smell. And when you smell it, it's a bit difficult to distinguish what the notes are. You have to really, really study it, because whatever they've done to it, it kind of removes the signature smells of the ingredients. But it's sweet, it's floral, it's spicy, but there's major creaminess here, but super awesome. Definitely one of the most unique smells out there ever. I do think that's what that is, Saffran-NEROLI from the House of AFFINESCENCE. Let me know if you've sampled it. And this next one's also another modern fougere. It's from the House of J.U.S. It's Icy Fizz. I've recommended this one quite a bit because I really like the way it smells. Created by Philippe Paparella-Paris. It's Bergamot Neroli, Lavandin, Pepper, Longjing, Green Tea, Blonde Woods. You know, it's a really, really great, fresh, ice-cold take on the fougere. And it's crisp, it's aromatic, it's got a bit of mintiness, but they don't mention it. There's tea here, but of course it's lavandin, not lavender, but lavandin. But it's super fresh and ice cold for summer wear, and I think it's perfect if you're looking for something for now, this season. This is definitely something you should appreciate. But there's ozonic touches here. It's super fresh and spicy. For sure, it's herbal and aromatic, but a really wonderful offering from that house. It's become definitely one of my favorites from the House of J.U.S. Let me know if you're familiar with that. I'm throwing in a bit of a curveball here. I know it's not necessarily full-on summer appropriate, but I don't have a issue with wearing any kind of fragrances. Just use caution, and I think that's what most of the fragrances have turned out to be here. They're not necessarily summer, even though this is the summer season promotion. This is AKRO's Smoke, my favorite from the house still. I really, really love this one. It was the first fragrance I bought from this house, and I still enjoy its intensity. Well, I shouldn't say intensity. It's smoky, tobacco-ish touches with the sweetness hiding under it. So it's created by Olivier Cresp, who creates all of the fragrances of AKRO. It's Balkans tobacco leaves, cade, nicotine, benzoin, tonka beans. And you know, it sweetens up, but it's got a lot of smoke. And to me, when it sweetens up, it starts reminding me a little bit of tobacco vanille. But the smoke in this is not present in tobacco vanille. So if you like a little bit more of a smokier experience, just imagine smoked cigarette smoke with that sweetness from the tobacco vanille. This is definitely exactly what you get from it. I really love this. I love tobacco vanille, and I like this because it's sort of reminds me of it, but it's its own original creation. AKRO Smoke, let me know if you're familiar with that. Add a comment below. And then up next, we've got a fragrance from the House of BIRKHOLZ. It's Paris Mon Amour. Are you guys familiar with this one? I recently featured this in a Sesame Fragrances video. If you haven't caught that video, please go catch it. And sesame notes are becoming popular, and I'm seeing them appear in fragrances. But Paris Mon Amour is definitely highlighting the sesame seeds. It's prominent here. It's what's running the show. But along with the sesame, you've got pink pepper, rose, orchid, ylang ylang, vanilla, and cedar. It's a lot of powdery here. It's very, very powdery, but also floral, sweet, vanillic. But it's got that unique, creamy nuttiness that the sesame seeds provides. It's a bit oily as well. It's got a kind of a glossy effect happening, but this is sweet, powdery, spicy, floral, Gourmand. Let me know if you're familiar with this brand. I'm just learning this brand, but I wanted to highlight this one because it has that sesame note. And then we've got a fragrance from the house of Brioni. It's Eau de Parfum Eclat, one of my favorites, and I think totally appropriate for summer wear. This is created by Michel Almerac, and it features notes of musk, juicy grapefruit, ambroxan, frankincense, patchouli, pink pepper, creamy sandalwood, and rose. This to me is a really nice take on something fresh and musky and utilizing the ambroxan. So it's got a lot of musk thrown in with the grapefruit, of course, so it's a bit citrusy. And the rose comes in as well. It creates a little bit of almost like a chypre style because it's got the rose and the patchouli in the base, but with a lot of ambroxan and spices thrown in. Eventually it becomes, you know, creamy sandalwoody in the dry down. It's got some cozy factor in there as well. But for me, it's a great kind of a freshy fragrance to wear that's super musky, but also earthy and juicy citrusy. So that is Brioni's Eau de Parfum Eclat. Let me know if you're familiar with that one. And last but not least, I'm going to end the video here with this designer fragrance from the house of TUMI. It's 19 Degree. You guys familiar with this one? This to me seems like a very leathery take on something like Aventus because it's got a lot of leather, black raspberry, bergamot, black musk, saffron, suede, birch water, thyme, and sandalwood, created by Catherine Selig. Are you guys familiar with TUMI? My favorite from the house is still Continuum, but I like this one. I like the leathery effect, which gives me a freshness with the kind of bergamot that's thrown in here and the slight fruitiness. It is darker, and I think the color of the bottle is appropriate. And this is also a bit leathery as well, although this is rubbery, but I like the way they made this fragrance. I think it's definitely one of my top 3 from the house of TUMI. But it does get very leathery when it's drying down. It does have a lot of freshness, and I like that freshness. That's how it gives me the whole Aventus vibe. But in the end, it's leathery with a lot of freshness and fruitiness, and definitely a solid designer from the house of TUMI. And that's the collection of fragrances that I wanted you guys to know about. The promotion is happening now. I have the discount code in the info box. Utilize it now. It goes until Monday night. And of course, if you've been in the market for a JUSBOX 54 fragrance, this is your chance to get it at 30% off. So it's a great deal to get that discount. I know some of you were waiting for a promotion, and it's happening for 4 days. Don't forget to take advantage of it. I can't, what do you call it? Like, I can't control if there's any, you know, that go out of stock. But go there ASAP to use that discount code now so you can get your bottle of this or any of the other fragrances I discussed today. Or if there's any other fragrances in the store, use that discount code. Of course, click the link in the info box. Just keep in mind, mind games are not part of the promotion. Anyway, thanks so much for watching today, guys. If you have any questions or comments, please list below. Please like this video. Please share it. Follow me on Instagram and Facebook. And I'll be back with more videos very soon. Have a good one. Goodbye.